If one day I woke up and I forgot everything about video editing and I had only 24 hours to learn it all over again, learning all the basics, all the productivity tricks, and learning the fastest shortcuts to create engaging videos on YouTube. What is the exact steps that I need to take in order to be a video editing professional for YouTube videos? If I wanted to start video editing again, the first thing that I would do is choose the perfect software. And so many people get this wrong, especially beginners who want to start creating content and start even editing. They choose the most complex software there is because it has the most video tutorials, video tricks, and everything. So they think that they should start with the most complex one or the expensive one. But that's extremely wrong because of one thing. The more complex your editing software, the more complicated learning will be, and the learning curve for video editing will get harder and harder because you chose the hardest one. So you won't be able to understand anything because you really don't understand anything. So if I wanted to start video editing again, I would choose a free and easy software like CapCut, for example. CapCut is super easy with an easy interface and user and beginner friendly. And so many people or so many beginners in content creation will get the software, and there is so much video tutorials about CapCut that will make it the most perfect software for any beginner. But if I really wanted to start learning the hard way and be able to develop so much faster, I would go with DaVinci Resolve, the free version. The free version is extremely powerful. This video is going to be edited on DaVinci Resolve, the free version, because almost 90% of the features in DaVinci Resolve are unlocked in the free version. It makes the perfect sense for any beginner who wants to start video editing to choose it. But the second thing that I would do in order to be good at video editing is stop watching tutorials and video tricks. So many people get stuck on this stage that they don't even take the first step. They want to start video editing, but they get stuck on YouTube pages that teaches how to video edit or how to even do tricks and hacks without really understanding the basics and the most basic things about video editing. So the best and the fastest way to learn anything in life, not only video editing, is to start to practice. And the most perfect way in order to do that in video editing is simply by filming something and you start to do that project and edit that project in the most simplest way. And as you go along with practicing more and understanding the most basic tricks and movements, it will become easier for you to go into the next step, which is the intermediate editor. But when you get to this step, the most important thing that you want to understand, and understanding the inspector tab is the video editing software and the most basic interactions that you could do with any video that you have, which is importation in the video editing software, like doing a simple zoom or pan or flipping and rotation, adding text, and not going into so much detail when making a video edit. So that's the second step. If I had 24 hours, I would shoot a video and then import it into my editing software and start editing and practicing the smallest and the easiest things that I could do, and practicing the most basic and the basics of the basics of video editing without going into so much detail. But after that, you will get into some trouble. Building your timeline is not that complex, and you can make it so much harder and more complex if you try to do everything at once. So you have to understand that building a timeline is really simple when you understand the layers. A YouTube video timeline is like a cake. There is so many layers above layers. You can't add the third or the fourth layer without adding the base of that cake. And the base of that cake is your A-roll and your voiceover. The A-roll is the footage that you appear in front of the camera, or the voiceover that you're going to put the second layer on. And that is B-roll. B-roll is so important in video editing. It makes the video more engaging, and people would enjoy watching your video more when you have relatable B-roll that interacts well with what you're saying. There is a cinematic rule that you need to understand in order to create the best engaging videos for YouTube, which is show, don't tell. When you're saying something in your voiceover or your A-roll, you would like to show what you're telling. This is the most complex part about video video editing if you want to create visual effects from scratch. You will have to understand keyframing and key timing and creating compositions of elements in order to make it so perfect and relatable to what you're saying. And if I'm being honest, you don't actually have the time in order to do that in 24 hours. So we're going into the next step, is understanding that it's not going to be easy, and understanding that it will take a lot of time to be a good video editor, especially if you want to be a great YouTuber. Understanding that video editing is not some static niche will make a huge mind shift in your mind that you're not going to be able to be great, because you have to compound so much experience with time and understand so many styles, and understand that video editing is not that simple. And people edit for years and hundreds of videos without seeing any type of progress if they don't do one simple thing, which is consuming content on purpose. You have to understand when you're going into a video, you have to understand the composition and practicing how that video edit has been done. And the more you try this, your ability to grow as a video editor with time, whether for YouTube or freelance, is going to be higher and more significant. But so many people don't understand that in order to be a great video editor and a great YouTuber, you have to dumb yourself down a little bit in order to get started. And this video right here will help you understand why that's important and why you should be a little bit dumber in order to succeed on YouTube.